Hey, everybody, welcome to the postgame show. It's all over in Minneapolis. The Timberwolves, despite not having their best player and Rudy Gobert going out, the Kings, of course, without Sabonis. Levine turned his ankle in the first half, did not play in the second half. The Kings lose 117-103. Again, I hate to sound like a broken record. I don't know why DeMar DeRozan's playing 39 minutes in a game like this. I really don't. Keegan played 39 minutes. And you don't have Devin Carter get onto the floor. I thought he played pretty well in the last game. Keon Ellis didn't get onto the floor. And Nick Clifford had a very unproductive 13 minutes. He looks lost out there. I still like what I'm seeing from Max Ryno. I thought tonight is a tough matchup. But those are my initial thoughts. Ryno, let's start with you, and then we'll go to Jerry.
Yeah, I mean, you summarized many of them for me. When I thought guys started getting hot for the Kings completely went away from them. When the game got a little close in the fourth quarter, they started doubling DeMar DeRozan because they know that's where the Kings are going. So just very predictable. And to the point about Neek, I want to ask Jerry this. Neek is one of those guys that has played with the basketball through summer league, predominantly through his career. So not only are you adjusting to the NBA, you're now adjusting to playing without the ball. How much do you think that's affecting his play, Jerry?
Well, I think it's quite a bit because, a guy like him, he's also pretty good. He is pretty good without the ball, but there's nothing happening if you don't have the ball. And I think that would be my biggest takeaway of this particular game. Was certainly the bench was outstanding. Achua really played well.
Yes, he did.
I think they've really found. I think he's a player. But to my point is that in the last 6-7 minutes, same old thing. The Timberwolves turn up the defense, gets a little more physical. They turn up the defense. Kings really can't get anything going. It's really just a matter of making tough shots, trying to play off the dribble, trying to get something going, and they couldn't score. They couldn't score enough when it counted. That's and most of it, I think, is the blame's on them rather than. I mean, Minnesota played pretty good defense, but where'd the offense go? I mean, where'd the ball movement go? What were they trying to do? And I thought they really played into the Timberwolves' hands there when it counted.
Well, the reality is, I don't know about you guys, but I haven't seen the Kings offense this year other than in little spurts. So, like, when you say, where did the Kings offense go? I didn't know if they ever even had an offense this year. I mean, there's been a few games where the offenses look good, where you're like, wow, for like 8 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe one game against Milwaukee where you put 135 on the board. And again, I can't just name every game off the top of my head, but the reality is the offense has been very disappointing this year, in my opinion.
Well, my take on is exactly the same thing, except, but what happens is when you're in close games, you're going to have a half court offense. And we've seen the Kings, in the open court and things are free flowing. They can put up points on the board, but the real good teams, find ways to score when the defense gets tougher and it becomes more of a half court game. And the Kings just weren't able to do that. I thought, quite honestly, I thought Dennis Schroeder was terrific. Really, he didn't play a lot, but I'm like you, Grant. I was looking for a Devin Carter to get minutes. It's like it looks like that would have been a kind of a perfect time to get him out there. And like you say, with DeRozan playing 39 minutes, that's he and Westbrook both played too much, and Russ played terrific in the first half, but still.
Hey, guys, I got to ask this question because a lot of fans are asking, and I really don't know the answer. So I'm just going to get your opinion. I don't know if you have the answer either. Is Doug Christie coaching his team? I'm serious. Like, there's just nothing makes sense right now. I'm sorry. It just nothing makes sense. There's no rhythm. There's no cohesiveness from game to game. Like, we talk about Carter. Again, I'm not making him out to be an all-star, but I don't understand how he doesn't get on the floor tonight. There's no Keon. DeMar DeRozan's playing almost 40 minutes. I understand you're shorthanded, but I mean, nothing to me right now makes sense. There's no adjustments when you need adjustments. It's just like, it's baffling to me.
Yeah, who knows? I'd be surprised if there isn't some directives from above, to be honest with you, based on some of the personnel. Now, whether that's to potential future trades or things
Yep.
of that nature. I mean, I think we'll have a little better idea if that's the case as we go on here, get past the 15th as we go. But certainly it does make you wonder, how could you not, say, get Keon Ellis into the game, for instance, just into the game.
Especially when Zach LaVine didn't play in the second half. You're down a guard, and Nick's not playing well. Like, again, I know he was questionable coming into the game, but at the game, he was fine. He wasn't listed as on the injury report when the game started, so he was available to play. I don't, I'm not normally at a loss for words when it comes to the Kings. I thought, Jerry, I mean, quite frankly, we're pretty dialed in. No disrespect to Ryan, but we've been in places that Ryan hasn't. We've been behind the scenes with the organization. We understand the dynamics that are currently working with this team. But with that said, like, it's really hard to come on this show and try to explain to the fans what the hell's going on. I don't know what's going on. I really don't.
I would say this: the players right now have the autonomy on the court with what the Kings are running. Doug might be calling what they say elbow, where it's a DeMar DeRozan ISO play with a down screen from Max to get him open. But at the end of the day, the only adjustment we saw tonight was Doug going to the 2-3 zone in the second half that helped the Kings go on a little bit of a run. But offensively, it's vanilla. It's pounding the ball, doing a pick screen. What do we have here? Nothing. All right, we'll swing it to the other side. If Doug was coaching, you would have seen some of the guys. I think tonight, like both of you said, Devin Carter, it was a perfect night. And at this point, depending on Zach LaVine's diagnosis, it's about time to send Neek down, not for a game, not 2 games.
Agreed.
Send him to Stockton for a couple of solid weeks like you did.
Agreed.
Devin Carter. Slide Devin Carter into some of those minutes and see what happins with this team.
I agree.
Yeah, see, I would have loved to seen Carter guarding DiVincenzo.
Yeah,
I think because he really was kind of a game breaker in my mind, and just to see it, because I really think Devin's got the chance to be a good defender, and he's long. It would have maybe made it tough on him, maybe not, but it was clear that we really didn't create many problems for him, and I guess one last point I'd say, Russ, during most of the game he could break the defense down. But when it really counted, he couldn't.
Yeah.
And then the offense just came to a standing start.
Yeah, but Jerry, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said this team took difficult shots. When they got to the paint, it was difficult looks. They only shot 23 3 balls tonight, and there was 14 offensive rebounds on the other end of the court. The Kings only got 4 because they didn't have that many opportunities to get more offensive rebounds.
No, and to your point too, is like when the Kings did get to the basket, they were forced to take really difficult layups over the top of like Naz Reid and McDaniels. I mean, Dayton Daniels. I mean, they really created some problems there, and a lot of short missed layups, but they weren't easy. Right. They were very difficult.
And Keegan Murray with another disappointing offensive game, guys.
Very disappointing. Very disappointing. He was absolutely terrific defensively, blocking shots and rebounds, but offensively, he's got to do more. Really, Precious Achiuwa was doing offensively, what Keegan Murray's supposed to be able to do. And so now I don't know to the level of his injury, I guess.
Well, he played 39 minutes tonight. If he's injured, what the hell's he playing 39 minutes for?
No, that wouldn't be I mean, yeah, but guys, you want guys to play hurt.
For 39 minutes.
I don't care. I mean, no, if they can play, I mean, he's got to play better. He's got to play better.
Yeah.
I don't care if he plays 12 minutes. He's got to play better. That's it.
I want him there, and he's got to play better. Doesn't matter.
Oh gosh.
I would, Jerry, with your coaching experience, I would say the coaching staff, Doug Christie, is doing Keegan 0 favors when it comes to trying to get him in any type of rhythm.
Yeah, and I think they're and I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but it looks like to me, and we've said this too. You want to be more aggressive offensively, look for a shot more. Well, he's probably doing it too much, and he's not getting good shots for the most part. He really. I think as Grant was just talking about, if he's banged up a little bit, well, that's fine. Everybody players should, but that means maybe don't try to do some of the things you normally would do. What you don't want is somebody shooting 2 for 12 or whatever.
Right.
And but I just don't think he's in a comfort zone at all offensively. Why that is, I don't know. But he, how many really easy shots did he really have?
I just think there's a belief between Nick Clifford, Malik Monk. I'll throw Keegan Murray into that group that if you give up the ball, you're not getting it back. So now is my time. I need to act.
Well, I think there's a good reason they might feel that way. What do you think?
Yes.
I don't know, but I'm going to ask a question that here we are now, a third of the way into the season. And this is saying something. Is this the worst Kings team ever?
It's probably is for the level of talent. I mean, really, there's some talent on this team.
Yes, there is.
We've all talked, and I think everybody has. It just doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit. And you've got too many guards, and they all can play, but as it turns out, from night to night, who knows who's going to play, and that makes it tougher. I mean, if you don't know what's going to happen, I mean, probably right now, the only guard that knows he's going to play a lot of minutes for sure is Russell Westbrook. And
at 37 years
and that's
of age.
And I mean,
right.
And I love we've said I love the
Me
guy.
too. I love the guy.
But it's the future isn't. That's not your future. That's just not.
Jerry, I said this last week, and I did not mean it to be disrespectful to Russ, because I wish everybody played with the vigor and the heart that he did. But when Russell Westbrook is your best player at this point in his career, you're not very good.
Yeah, basically, and he kind of is. It's like a guy that no team signed him. And he is every bit deserving of all the accolades but for most of the game, he was the Kings' best player, and that's and he is Russ Westbrook, so he's going to dominate the ball a good bit, and sometimes he can dominate it and really make others better. Tonight, when it counted, he couldn't.
Jerry, is it actually hard to even call them a team?
Well, you can call them a train if you want to, or
runaway.
But let's put it this way: they are a team right now. Ryan, to break it down, they're a very poor team, a losing team. But they don't. They just don't have that togetherness the way they play that you see some of the better teams, whether it's Denver or certainly San Antonio, Oklahoma City, the great teams. Those teams, you can watch them in 10 minutes and get an idea of what they're trying to do.
Hey, I'll tell you one thing. After watching the Denver game, the other night in Sacramento, and then watching OKC and San Antonio last night, the Kings are literally light years away. I'm telling you, they when you watch those teams play last night and see Denver in person without Gordon, you're like, oh my gosh, there's a big mountain to climb.
That is a gap. That is a real gap.
And by the go ahead, Jerry.
Like a different
league,
I
was just saying, San Antonio, it's like Wemby playing limited minutes, but there's a real scare. With and OKC's, we knew they're going to lose another game, but I mean, clearly, OKC and San Antonio and Denver, I think they're close, regardless of maybe the gap in record. The talent isn't very much different.
Well, Jerry, this is not. Go ahead, Ryno.
I was going to say, and by the way, Mike Brown, De'Aaron Fox, and Harrison Barnes all playing in the NBA Cup Finals.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I know one thing. Wherever Harrison Barnes goes, they're happy to have him. That's for darn sure. I mean, the guy's just.
He's a pro's pro.
Last week.
Pro's pro. Fits in. Fits in. Fits in. If you are leaving him open, he'll gladly score for you. But he can play 10 minutes without the ball and still compete and play hard. It's rare to find those guys.
He always
Jerry,
knows.
I I don't want to ruin your day any more than it already has been with Patrick Mahomes and the ACL and this game. I think you're going to need more than just a couple of beers tonight when we say so long to you.
Yeah, I tell you what, that this is it's one thing. I just thought he had maybe a bad ankle, but now I mean the Chiefs.
What a shame.
This will set them back another full year. I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jerry, you might need Claude Bird to roll you one for the second time.
Well, Claude did me a good one there. Did me a solid. Got me off smoking forever. Maybe,
oh God.
Well, I was so hilarious. I said that may be the best thing your family ever did for me.
Well, you always look at the positives, Jerry, right? You always look at the positives.
You got to find them, and that's like with this team. It's clear they need to be broken up, and I mean, to me, it does. So whatever Scott Perry and his staff can do, but it's going to be a process. And as you pointed out in Ryno, I mean, when you watch San Antonio and Oklahoma City, whatever you do, you're still a long way away. It's going to be a long process for sure.
Jerry, appreciate you. Ryno, you have any
guys?
Jerry?
Yeah, no, I was going to say, Jerry, these guys aren't idiots. They're professionals. They've been playing basketball for a while. They know it's going to be broken apart. So how do you motivate a group to come together until it is?
Well, I think you just have to stress the professionals. They're playing not only for themselves. I mean, they're playing for the team, but they're playing for the league. And really, the guys in particular, the older guys, it's like, hey, your careers are impacted here. And so I think they get that. I can't say the effort was bad. It's misdirected. But I thought they played as hard as Minnesota did. They just didn't play it smart. And
I agree.
When it counted,
Yep.
Jerry, appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen. But
I know. I know.
But anyway, we'll on to the next one, guys.
All right, Jerry. Take care,
guys.
Have a good night, Jerry.
Bye-bye. Ryno, I'm so tired of talking about Doug Christie, but I just the organization who hired Doug in the first place because they really were enamored with him, whatever the reason, and I don't mean this in a negative way because everyone loves Doug. Vivek Ranadive has an affection for Doug, as do some of the other individuals on the business side. And they put him in a position that he wasn't ready for, that he did not really, for lack of a better term, deserve. And now they're really making Doug look terrible. Okay, I understand this team doesn't fit. I understand they've had injuries. I understand many things that are going on. But Doug Christie's coaching is inexplicable right now. And if it's not him that's making these moves, he needs to go home and look in the mirror and say I want this to be the final part of my Sacramento legacy, that I'm the one that looks so bad because I'm doing what the organization wants? Or is he really coaching the team the way he wants? But I mean, he's looking bad right now. He's getting killed on the chat line. He's getting killed on social media. Like, he doesn't deserve that. But in all fairness to Doug, he's part of the reason why he's getting killed, because these moves, assuming that he's coaching a team, and I'm going to have to, they don't make any sense, Ryan. They don't make any sense.
They put Doug in an impossible situation when he got the phone call on the airplane and was asked if he wanted to be the interim coach of this team, right? And knowing, unless Doug does not have a very good perception of people and doesn't understand who he's working with, very easily you can be put in a corner. And where he's at now, it's almost impossible, because it's not a lack of trying. You don't think Doug Christie, when he talks about watching the film, he's thinking constantly of different ways to do things. And I think that's where the disconnect happens between the fans and us when we talk on the radio, because he'll lay those things out and then you don't see the young guys play. And so that's what makes this all confusing. If he was doing it his way and playing the guys that could possibly play the way he wants to play, then okay, at least we know Doug's doing it his way. But instead, this is why it stinks for him.
I think Doug knows what he wants to do. I think Doug in his mind has a picture of what he wants, but I don't think he has any idea how to get there. And there's no rhyme or reason. This is the most, I've been through a lot of stuff with this Kings team. I've seen it all. I honestly have. I've seen coaches come and go, head coaches come and go. I've seen interim coaches come and go. I've seen a lot of things. And maybe because it's the most fresh in my mind, I'm overstepping what I'm going to say. Maybe there are periods during the Sacramento Kings history since 1985 that if I really spent a lot of time in
Grant, I'm going to cut you off. We have Doug really quick.
Oh, okay.
Two with a little over 9 minutes to go.
Yeah.
What did you see happen after that?
You know, actually started the fourth. I believe we were 2 for 11 in the paint. You know, we didn't finish the basketball. They had the ability to knock down some threes, and we were missing twos. And when you do that, the lead begins to spread. You know, the ability to make sure that we're keeping the ball in front of us. Bones got loose a few times in transition and just breaking guys down, finishing. But the competitiveness on the defensive end, for the most part, was there. Now we got to make sure that ball doesn't stall out. It keeps moving. And we take and make shots, obviously. But when you get in the paint, those are the ones that you got to make. And most nights, like, listen, when guys are going good, they're making those shots. And it's
So that's what we have from Doug.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, he said there was no problem with the offense. He didn't even want to talk about it. Now the offense just looks, I don't know. What I was going to say, and thank you very much for playing Doug's comment. I wanted to hear that. I honestly don't know if I've ever remember a Kings team being this poorly coached. And that's saying something. That's saying something. This team has zero direction right now. Zero. It's an absolute, it's embarrassing. Okay. There's really no other word to use. It's embarrassing. It's a clown show. It is so bad that it's like laughable. It's like you can't defend it. There's nothing that's going on that you can defend right now, in my opinion.
Well, here's the question to me that I don't think we've asked is how much latitude has Doug been given behind the scenes? Have they said, we're going to give you a full 2 years to implement your program? Because if that's, well, I'm just saying, if that was the case, then okay, let's get to the trade deadline, get these vets off the books and see what you can do with the young guys. I mean, we are 26 games into the season.
Well, the young guys aren't even playing,
but
other than Max Ryno.
That's why I ask, I wonder how much latitude or commitment the organization has made to him to let him try to play this style out. So,
well, whatever he's doing, it's not working, and it's not close to working. And the Kings continue to get worse and worse and worse. Like it's not like you watch this team play and go, oh, you know what? They're coming together. Oh, I really like what I'm seeing. No, it's getting worse. I mean, you know what is encouraging to me? Like at halftime, the fact that the Kings had the lead. You know how many times if you just don't watch the game in its entirety and you go back and forth to the game, it is rare to go to any part of the game and see the Kings with the lead. Like this team's not even like, I mean, Ryan, how many times do we come on the air talking about a 10-point or larger loss? Almost every night.
Yeah, more times than not. The net rating would tell you that. It's double digit. All right, let's get to some of you. If you'd like to be part of the action, you can scan the QR code that is on the screen. We will put the link in the chat as well. We are going to have our guy Johnny lead off tonight. Set the tone, Johnny.
Thank you so much for accepting my call, Ryno and Grant. How you guys doing tonight?
Good. What's up?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Grant, I think you're on point. I think that Doug didn't make any late game adjustments with the offense. He wanted to keep this free-flowing offense going. But at the end, it was like, okay, so who's the offense going through? It seemed like your turn, my turn. I thought that Keegan was kind of in that particular lineup, maybe Keegan would take the role as the number one option, but it just seemed like just a complete mess.
I said it earlier. I don't think Doug's doing Keegan any favors. I think offensively, when it comes to anything that's structured, he's an afterthought. He's a third option. Grant, I said this last year when Doug Christie took over and we knew that Zach LaVine was in play and all that, and he was here in Sacramento. When Doug said he wants to teach a team how to play instead of teaching them a play, I said that can't work with this group, because that's what they tried to do with the group that missed the playoffs the year before. So, Johnny, I'm with you there.
Yeah.
Ryno, and a second point I wanted to make is that I don't think that Scott Perry hates what's going on at all. This is going to be a really good draft, generational. So I think that
Maybe.
Scott Perry wants things to continue kind of down this path.
Okay, well, I don't know if it's going to be generational. It looks good. I don't know if I'm ready to call it generational. There are drafts in the past that we thought were going to be generational that weren't, and vice versa. So we don't know, but it does look good. That's for sure. Thank you, Johnny.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
Thank
Hey,
you.
I want to tell you about New Works Plumbing. They've got a fix for you, whether it's water heaters, water line repair, sewer repair, water filtration, gas lines. Call 916-713-1010 or newworksplumbing.com. They've got a fix for you. And again, they're available around the clock 24/7. That's New Works Plumbing. That's the one thing about the draft. I mean, you can look at it and go, wow, I think it's going to be really, really good. I don't know if I would use the term generational. I think that might be moving the needle a little too much, but it does look promising. That's for sure.
Yeah, and you could also say we have the third or fourth best odds and end up the sixth pick, right?
Yep.
Fifth, sixth pick. So you never know. Jake, welcome on with Grant and Ryno.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on. How's your night going?
Been better, but thank you for asking. What can we do for you?
Yeah, so I'm a really big Doug Christie believer. I really think that this roster is just so poorly structured. I think Vivek is the real issue here. And I really would love to see Doug Christie stay with the team and get a shot with whoever our draft pick is this year.
I wouldn't.
See, I disagree. I think he's a great coach. He's
not a great coach. There's no way,
organization.
even if you disagree with me, which I respect, there's no way you can say he's a great coach. You can't say that. That's just nonsense. It's stupid. You can say, Grant, I totally disagree with you, but you can't say he's a great coach. That's stupid now. That's just completely wrong. He's not a great coach. Stop it already.
Well, he hasn't got the opportunity to really show his stuff. I mean, being part of such a terrible roster and organization.
Well, he got his chance to show it in the play-in game last year against a completely injury-riddled Mavericks team, and he was so thoroughly outcoached that the game turned out to be an embarrassment. So he did have that opportunity, and he failed miserably.
Well, I don't think the blame falls fully on him for that one.
I agree.
Again,
I
we've
don't
just
think
been
it-
down
I
in the
don't think
dumps for
it's-
so
I don't
long
on
with
him
our roster.
100% either.
Like I said, I hope they give him another couple of years, maybe sign him to a long-term
You are
contract
delusional.
potentially.
I'm sorry. I mean, really? You cannot be serious. Do you realize that there's not one team in the NBA that if Doug Christie were fired tonight would interview him ever to be an NBA head coach? Do you realize that if Doug had not been retained after the Mavericks loss, he would not have been interviewed by any team in the NBA? Does that not make any sense to you? I mean, are we dealing with like fiction here? Are we sleepwalking? Wake up. Look at what's going on. I'm sorry. I just disagree with you completely.
Well, Grant, you have that opinion, and that's fine. And like I said, when he is a great coach next year with our new draft pick, then we'll see what happens.
He won't be the coach next year. There's no way Doug Christie is going to be the coach of this team next year because Scott Perry doesn't want him to be the coach. He didn't want him to be the coach. He had to hire him because Vivek put the order in. If you want the job, that's your coach. Scott Perry's not stupid. He's been around the block. He knows he needs a realistic veteran, like been there, done that head coach. That's what he's going to have next year.
Well, I mean, maybe Bobby Jackson could be available as our next
Bobby
coach.
Jackson is not the answer. You need a veteran coach. You need a coach that's been there and done that. You need a coach that's gone through rebuilding. You need a coach that has been through messes. You need a coach with experience. You can't have Bobby Jackson. I mean, you can't go down that road anymore.
You could argue that Scott Perry's chosen coach is the associate head coach. So that you can make that argument pretty easily. Yep. All right, Jake, thank you. Good job standing up to Grant, too. We like that.
It's stupid. It's just asinine. I don't know if he's a troll or what. He
No,
didn't
he's
seem
being
like a
no.
troll.
I just laid out a similar argument to you. I just said you don't know how long of a leash he has, and there's ingredients to this that can theoretically should be able to play somewhat of the style that he wants. They're just not playing right now. That's
Okay, and who's responsible for having the team play?
Doug Christie. But if
Thank
he
you.
has, but if he knows that he's got a 2-year leash to roll this
He
thing
does
out,
not have it. There's
Okay.
not a coach in the league other than maybe 4 or 5 that have a 2-year leash.
and there's not an owner in the league that owns like Vivek Ranadive.
Well,
Would
that's
you agree?
tough to argue against.
So it's just he knows that DeRozan can't do it, Levine can't do it. You gotta play him until you get. I'm playing devil's advocate here because you never know with this organization. You don't.
That's very true.
Dirk, what's up, man? Welcome to the conversation.
Hey guys. Well, originally was wanting to talk Keegan a little bit, but Grant, I'm going to put some criticism your way in this
Please do.
regard. Just like no one would hire Doug Christie, no one would hire Vlade Divac. When he missed on Luka Doncic, I didn't hear you calling for his head because he's your
Well, first
friend.
of all, Vlade actually did turn down a job in the NBA after he was let go. He turned down a job in the Charlotte Hornets front office. So you're wrong, but go ahead.
Okay, I'm happy to be wrong, but I mean, it's not going to be every night we're going to be calling for Doug Christie's head like that's the root cause of the issue, right? Because I mean, he didn't make
Do you think Doug
Domantas
Christie?
Sabonis
Do you
have
think
like
Doug
the
Christie
worst game
is?
of his
Do
life
you think
against
Doug
Dallas?
Christie? Hey, stop. Do you think Doug Christie is a capable NBA head coach based on what you've seen to date?
I think he's the right coach for a tanking job to save Vivek money, and I'm betting he'll be here through next year if this roster is.
Hell, I'd be a good coach for a tanking job. I can do that too.
If you'll work cheaper than $2 million a year, you might be able to get that job. But
I'll do it. I'll do it much cheaper than that, and I will make sure that the team ends up with how many wins do they have right now? 6.
Okay, but this is the problem that I have with Vivek Ranadive. Doug Christie would do this job for free. Would you say that, Grant? He would coach the Kings for free because he loves
Probably
this.
pay them to coach the team.
Okay,
But
That's-
who cares?
that's he
Coaching
doesn't-
isn't fixing this problem. So I don't want to talk about, I want to talk Keegan. I hope we don't always have to talk about Doug Christie every single game. Like that's going to change.
Well, he's the
something.
coach, and he's making terrible decisions. So what am I supposed to do? Ignore it? Am I supposed to ignore the fact that Keon Ellis didn't play tonight and Devin Carter didn't play tonight? Am I supposed to ignore that DeMar DeRozan played 39 freaking minutes? Like, am I supposed to make believe those things didn't happen?
No, you're not. But let's talk like about the guys who were on the floor tonight. So originally what I wanted to talk about was if Keegan Murray, if you guys feel he's ever going to figure the offensive side of the ball out, because his defense was so good. I'm still watching the replay of the game. Like just 5 blocks tonight. Like it seems like any guy like who wants to challenge him head up is usually not winning that battle. So, but here's what I'm thinking. Precious Achua looked great tonight. But as I'm watching him, I'm like, why isn't Keegan getting these exact same opportunities? Where's the pick and roll with Russell Westbrook? And Keegan could make these dunks. Like Keegan could make these layups.
Yep.
Grant, this is where I will criticize the coaching here. Is Keegan ever going to be in situations where he'll be able to be this 18 to 20 point guy? I mean, I don't think the 3-pointer is coming back unless there's some coach he can work with in the offseason who will give him some degree of feedback about his shot, because it just doesn't look right. He's having to work way too hard to get a shot. What do you guys think?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that have to happen, but I mean, it can happen right now because we're only in December and there's still more than half the schedule. And by the way, for those that are commenting that, come on, Grant, Vladdy did a horrible job. That wasn't the question that was asked of me. The question I responded to was that he wouldn't have gotten and didn't get another job in a league. He turned down a job in Charlotte. I know that for a fact. Yeah, he didn't do a good job. We acknowledge that. We acknowledge that not drafting Luka was a dreadful mistake. Same thing it was for Phoenix and Atlanta. Dreadful mistakes. All right. How 3 teams passed on Luka Doncic when you look at his effectiveness is mind-boggling. So yes, all of that is true, but that wasn't the question that was asked of me. So let me ask you, we're now talking about in the fourth year of Keegan Murray. Would it be fair to say that his offense has regressed in every year that he's been in the league? Dirk, what do you think?
See, this is the baffling thing, because I see signs all the time of a move. Because remember, year 2, he had the alley-oop. He started doing that, right? I still see that as an option, but as I'm watching the game, I'm just seeing him sit behind the 3-point line. McDaniels is on him, paying no attention. I'm thinking, Keegan, where's the back cut? The middle's wide open. But that must be the system, I assume. So he was in the 99th percentile in college around the hoop. He has the touch.
Yep.
Like, it's there. It's just not utilized. And
Hey, by the way, it says Vlade was not called to be the Charlotte Hornets GM. That's correct. He was called to be the assistant general manager to Mitch Kupchak in Charlotte. So there, okay? Go ahead, Dirk. Sorry.
But there are elements here. But like, here's what I want to ask. Like, I was watching Wemby early this season. I haven't been paying attention to him. I know he's been injured, but he worked with Akeem Olajuwon this offseason. And if you watch the first 3 games he played, you could see a new mid-range game. You could see he learned, like, you have all these advantages that you're not taking advantage of by just shooting threes all the time, right? You're unguardable everywhere. Get your high percentage shots.
Yeah.
I wish that, like, I knew who those people were that could give Keegan a perspective on, here's where you need to be. I don't know if that's the coach. I don't know if he needs to go out and hire somebody, but it's just there. You can see the blueprint of an all defense player who could get you 18 points a night,
Dirk, we appreciate you. Thank you very
yep.
much, Dirk. I appreciate your going back and forth with me. I respect you calling the show and being such a big fan. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry.
Okay, guys.
Thank you, Dirk. Take care. Bye-bye. He makes some good points. I mean, I'm getting frustrated with Keegan Murray too. You can hear it in my voice. I'm frustrated with what I'm seeing. And Ryan, we'll get back to him in a minute. And I think there's a domino effect to all of this, but I am frustrated with what I am seeing right now with Keegan Murray. And I bet you he's frustrated too. I'm not frustrated though when I'm at Bennett's Prime Seafood and Steaks, whether it's Sacramento, Roseville, or the West Side Grill in Rockland. Don't forget about your Christmas Eve dinner. Go to Bennett'sRestaurants.com, make your reservation. You get your dinners to go for the holidays. It's all there for you. Bennett's, West Side Grill, Prime Seafood and Steak, also the Sacramento and Roseville locations. Bennett'sRestaurants.com. That's Bennett'sRestaurants.com. Do you think his offense has regressed every year?
I think it's an incomplete. I can't tell you, because the Kings have never ran anything for him. His first year, he sat in the corner, and he made a lot of threes doing it that way. Second year, like Dirk said, I thought he got more around the rim. Third year, his quickness off the floor completely changed, and he started to kind of push back a little bit. I have never seen the Kings give a 20-game stretch to him where he is a featured part of their offense. Go back and watch the cuts of what he's had to create, or what he did create against Denver inside the 3-point line, and you will be like, whoa, I can't believe Keegan pulled that out of his bag. Keegan is being asked to go out there and freestyle every single night, and it's one of those things that pisses me the hell off, because it's not just Keegan. It's the other guys that this has happened to, and that's how you ruin players. Keegan has that coaching. Yes. Yes,
that's my point. That's why I keep bringing it up. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with anything you just said. Are we seeing things that the coaches can't see? I mean, that can't be possible, can it?
There's guys that they know they have to get going that are more important than getting Keegan Murray going. You go back and you watch games like Zach LaVine's for one, DeMar DeRozan's another. You go back and watch games where they get Keegan Murray going early. He has a damn good game.
Right,
that's why it's so frustrating.
Go ahead. You drive the ship. Where are we going?
All right, let's go to Kyle. Thanks for waiting, Kyle. You're on with Grant and Ryno.
Hey, no problem, guys. Hey, I got a quick little trivia here. Back to the whole coaching thing. I totally agree with you guys 100%. I think that Christie finishes out the season. There's no reason to switch the coach halfway through the year at this point. If you guys had to pick real quick somebody off the top of your head who you thought would be a good coach to coach the Kings next year, who would it be?
I would
hypothetical.
hire Terry Stotts in about 5 seconds. He'd be in my office for an interview. I love Terry Stotts. He's worked with a lot of different rosters. He's been very successful. He has taken teams from very bad to very good. He's well liked. He's well respected, and he'd be a guy that would be on my speed dial right away.
I really like Terry Stotts too. I can tell you one that it wouldn't be Mark Jackson. Not a chance.
Oh no, it would not. Mark Jackson would be a disaster right now.
I don't think you can get this guy. I would hire Taylor Jenkins if I was Vivek.
Okay, but I need a little bit more information, Ryan.
Yeah,
I need to really get into why was Taylor Jenkins fired right before the end of the regular season?
I think the same
John Morant, or was there something else?
Same reason that Michael Malone was fired.
Okay.
Would you bring Michael Malone in though? Bring him back to the organization.
Michael Malone wouldn't work for Vivek Ranadive if you paid him $100 million.
But if he would you bring him back in?
Yeah, in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
but he wouldn't.
It's not
a name we should even mention.
Yeah, I agree. I just want somebody that can come in and put the correct rotations together and work with Keegan Murray and give him the proper looks that he needs out there on the court, and the people that they're the players that need to play alongside him. So that's just my 2 cents. But anyway, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Good job, Kyle. We go from Kyle to Omar. What's going on tonight, Omar?
Gentlemen, good evening. Hope you both are well. A couple things. Grant, one, you mentioned why is DeMar playing so many minutes, and I mean that's a thought that has crossed my mind. Actually, going back to even last season, where some of the plays that are happening, the ISO ball, and you just can't help but wonder what does DeMar have on this organization that he's getting all of this free reign, it sometimes feels like. And yeah, why are we not having our youth step on the floor if we are thinking long term? If we're talking about the long term vision that Scott Perry has been talking about, and he's been giving these interviews recently, right? That this is a 3 to 5 year project to rebuild, and they're playing this.
Just to be correct, he did not say 3 to 5 years.
I thought I heard something about, hey, we've got to be looking at a 3-year rebuild.
There was a report that said 3 to 5 years. He went against that report. Yeah.
Okay, excuse me. Well,
that's all good.
I think the messaging from all of these interviews is it's felt like damage control, right, gentlemen? You can correct me if you guys have.
No, you're spot on.
That they're trying to reassure the fan base. They're trying to put in long-term thinking and recognizing that this is not salvageable at this point. But with all of that said, what are we seeing on the floor? That is not part of a long-term development. We needed Devin Carter. We needed, as you guys have talked about. So something is not adding up, and that's number one. And I think, Grant, Ryan, I want your guys' opinion on this, which is, I think we're missing the forest for the trees here. We're focusing on this individual and even this coach. I have yet to hear from any national media organization, reputable member of the media, and I would say you guys are the exception to that rule, to your guys' credit, asking for Vivek to take the podium and answer all of these questions that were happening, because there is no clarity except coming from him, because we are in this position through all of his decision making right now. Why isn't there accountability being asked across all of the media landscapes? Enough,
because he doesn't know what he doesn't know what he's doing, and he wouldn't know how to answer the questions. So it would be an embarrassment for the franchise to have him answer questions such as that. He's not capable of really doing that to a point where it's going to be beneficial for the organization. That's why they keep him away from the media.
And Umar, let me add on to that. When Russell Westbrook was signed, we thought we were going to a full press conference where Scott Perry was going to be there. No, it was a scrum. We were shocked that we were just going to go into the corner of the practice facility. And just talk to Russell Westbrook. So I guess what I'm saying is you're actually seeing a trend even with Scott Perry's hiring. Normally, Grant, am I wrong to say normally the owner would be next to the GM?
Yes.
that they
Always.
hire.
Exactly.
To run Scott Perry out them right there by himself, and you've seen it just get worse and worse and erode more and more. Vivek's running further away from the microphone than coming to it.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the phone call. You have a good Sunday evening, and we appreciate your feedback.
Thanks so much. Take care, guys.
Appreciate you. Man,
I know.
love the calls though. I mean,
I love the calls too. They're
great.
even though I disagree with a lot of them or some of them, that's fine. That's what we're here for, to debate and have a difference of opinion. So I'm fine with that.
Yep. Reedy Reed, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hey, I watch you guys show every night after a Kings basketball game, so I appreciate it every night for hosting it. Not a problem. First thing, I just want to say, it seems like Doug said he was implementing this like Princeton offense, but I don't see it really on the floor. I guess it's supposed to be similar to the triangle offense, but it just doesn't. It looks like they just run a lot of ISO ball. Also, the problem with Keegan, regressing this year, I just feel like there is no offense. So it's just kind of like whoever gets the ball is just gonna run how they want to run it, and if you're open, you're gonna get the ball, I guess. So it's kind of like a pickup ball. Seems like they're running every game. And then also, it doesn't seem like they all have effort. I think it's because all the trades are going on. There's like lack of effort from all the players. Some are probably scared to get injured, so they're not giving it 100%.
I don't see lack of effort that much on the team, to be honest with you. I see it occasionally, but I don't see it too much. I didn't see it tonight.
Maybe they're just terrible at defense.
Grant, hold on. Let me back this up, Reed. Grant, how many? You should only have one Minnesota game a year. Right? You should only have one Atlanta game a year where we're bringing up, did the team quit? Really kind of onto something.
It's just I think also, I think this tank was by design, you guys, but they really just like publicly didn't say it. I think they brought on Westbrook to kind of get ticket sales and stuff too, to kind of show they're slightly going to be competitive.
Because the place is going to be empty here in a couple of weeks, so they might need about 10 more Russell Westbrooks if you want to sell tickets.
So yeah, I think so too, fellas. But I appreciate your show and thank you for having me on.
Yeah,
hey, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Call again, would you please? Listen, when I mean that effort, Jerry mentioned this. He didn't have a problem with the effort tonight. Like I didn't think they lost the game tonight because of effort. Now there are games, Memphis, Atlanta. I can name the Minnesota game at home. I mean, there are a lot of games that I can talk about where I did question the guts, the fortitude, the effort. That did not jump out at me tonight.
No, it didn't jump out to me either. But my point being, like, we've had 4 of those games. They've played 26 games.
Yeah,
that's like a once or twice a season.
And
they weren't schedule things either. They just didn't show up. Grant, I'll let you answer this. Ryan, do you think the fans' chant last home game, sell the team, had any effect on Vivek?
None, because it was only a few fans in a limited section. If you get the whole arena doing that, will it have an effect where it'll sell the team? No, it might prevent him from going to the games because he's very thin-skinned. But no, I didn't think so because it was only one section of the arena. Now, you were there, Ryan. I wasn't, correct?
Yeah, I was there.
Am I accurate?
Yeah, it was one section, but the arena was so just quiet and also not that full that it was audible. So,
and if those chants start happening, I can already guarantee you the game ops have already been told, play music, put noise out through the speakers.
They actually did start playing some music fairly loud before like the last 15 seconds as the clock was running out. So that's funny that you bring that up. Princeton offense. Yes. So the Kings ran elements of that with Coachy in 2002, and something Jerry Reynolds has talked about is if you have 2 bigs, bring them both up to the high post, bring them to the free throw line. But Doug's never brought up the Princeton offense around us in the media. He was bringing up all preseason and then obviously in training camp that they were tweaking and changing the offense to get Domas into different spots, which now we've learned Domas is not happy or was not happy with how he was being used, and you understand why. But there is something to that, Grant. You could run an effective offense if Doug Christie can find a way to have Max Ryno and Domantas Sabonis on the court at the same time.
Good luck. With that said, we will let everyone know tomorrow at 3:00, Fox Sports Sacramento. We are looking forward to that. We'll get you rolling through the week. 104.7 FM, 890 AM. Be sure and download the Fox Sports KSAC app. Another game, another double-digit loss, and the Kings continue to plummet in the Western Conference standings with really, to me, from my viewpoint, no rhyme or reason anything that's going on. I don't get it. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to come up with like observations that are really accurate. There's nothing that I'm watching right now that I've seen before. It does not make any sense to me at all. 0 sense.
Yep, ditto.
Ryan, have a good night, buddy. Appreciate you. And to everyone else, tomorrow, 3:00, Fox Sports, Sacramento. Bye-bye now. Thank you very much.